Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror fans. This podcast will cover horror movie reviews, ratings, and rankings. Now for your hosts, Danny and Joel.
All right. This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Countdown Katrina.
Woo!
And Justice Joel.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Justice.
Getting justice for these lists.
All right.
Yeah.
We are in the courtroom. Okay, so this is our 3rd anniversary episode. So
Yes.
we're going to do something extra special. Last year, I think it was last year. Yeah, we did last year or the year before, I can't remember. But we did our top 10 horror films of all time. So now we're going to do our top 10 of all films.
All time.
Of all time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So, play along with us. Listen to our list and then send us a message or something, what your list might be. And let us know if our lists suck or, if you agree. Probably Joel's is probably not going to be very good, but
Ooh.
Mine's the best.
That's
I don't know
why
what
he
you're
needs
talking
to
about.
get justice.
I'm really curious what Joel's number 1 is going to be. I feel like I should know, but I don't know that I do.
I don't know, you probably should know.
Yeah, I feel like I should know. All right, well, let's just get into it. So we're gonna start with our list. After we're done with number 2, we'll do the honorable mentions, the ones that didn't make the list but are worth mentioning, and then we will do our number 1s.
All right.
So we'll start with Katrina. Your number 10.
All right. We've got number 10 coming in at Pursuit of Happiness.
Jeez.
There we go. The
Nice.
Pursuit.
That was a long boom.
All right.
So, The Pursuit of Happiness
Yes.
with Will Smith and Jaden Smith. A beautiful movie.
Very beautiful.
It could be up a little higher in the movie list. However, my list is very much about rewatchability and how much fun it is for me to watch it.
Okay.
And so this movie is a serious movie. It's very meaningful, and so that's what puts it on the list. I definitely have rewatched it, but it's not one that I'm like, I want to watch it. Like, just good movie that's gonna get me in the mood, in a good mood.
Yeah. It's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
has a good ending though, so it's a feel good movie.
It is a feel good
Just-
movie still.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to get through the not so
You just have to
feel
get
good
through every
parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what, just a little brief
Synopsis.
summary. What is this one about for people who might not know?
Okay, so this is actually based off a true story
Yep.
of a man who was really trying to make it in the world, in kind of a world that wasn't set up for him,
Yeah.
is
Okay.
what I would say. And he was down on his very last luck to the point of not even having anywhere to live and still pursuing his dream job.
Yeah.
And somehow he got in touch with the right people, kept making contact, kept keeping at it,
Yeah.
and was able to land a job and create happiness.
Yeah. It's
He's in
part
that
of
pursuit
the
of happiness.
yeah. It's part of the
Yes.
American dream, right?
Well,
Exactly.
and I think he learned on the path what really happiness was for him. And was it really this job? Was it really the money? Was it really the expensive things? Or was it his family?
Yeah.
And you guys
the
can
expensive
watch to
things.
find out.
Yeah. I'll always remember the ending of that movie. It's very heartwarming and uplifting. So, I think, if you haven't seen it, then,
Yeah.
we kind of ruined
Watch
it.
it.
Something good happens at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of did. Spoilers, guys.
It is a pretty old movie.
It is.
So,
Yeah.
the part that sticks out to me is in the title, how they spell happiness and how each time he's like trying to tell her it's not with a Y.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something that
That's true.
bugs him every time.
Yeah. I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
All right. Good choice. Good pick.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Joel, what is your number 10?
All right. So my number 10 is another Will Smith movie, Enemy of the State. It is a
It's a big one.
Here comes the boom. It is. It's an action thriller, starring Will Smith and Gene Hackman, and I think John Voight is also in it. And basically, Will Smith plays a lawyer who runs into an old college roommate of his in I think he was shopping for his wife, and he's running from someone, and he put something like a device of some sort in Will Smith's like jacket, so he doesn't notice that he put something in there.
Yeah.
And the NSA is after whatever. There's a microchip inside this device that they're after, and he's on the run from the NSA. So it's a good movie. It's really good, and he's also, while all that's happening, he's got a client who ends up getting involved in all this as well. So it's apparently the NSA refused to cooperate with the production.
I remember hearing
on this
about
this
that.
Yeah.
Like this is a little too real. Let's
pretty much. They weren't
we
too
don't need
happy
to
with
we don't need to give away our secrets.
yeah. So it's a really good movie that has it leads up to a big like fight scene at the end, which is really cool as
big
well.
Showdown.
And showdown. And Jack Black is in it for a little bit too.
Oh.
And I think Seth Green as well. So
there's a lot of people. Seth Green is.
I wouldn't have pictured them.
Yeah, I know.
He's like a tech guy, Seth Green.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
They both are. Yeah, they're both tech guys in this movie. So it's a good one. I would recommend.
I don't know if I would trust Jack Black as a tech guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he played it. He played like a nerdy, like, and him and Seth Green are like friends. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
But I could see Seth Green as a tech guy.
Yeah.
I could see Jack Black as like the mail guy at the tech place.
A mailman?
Yeah, like the mail carrier, you know.
All right.
Man. You hear that, Jack Black? She doesn't think you're smart enough to be a tech guy.
Yeah, you can give the mail to the tech people. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good pick. I haven't seen that movie in years, but I remember really liking it when I did watch it.
Yeah.
Cool.
All
Okay.
right.
So my number 10 is The Machinist. Okay.
Oh man.
This one is a Christian Bale movie. It is about him, as he's the main character, and he hasn't slept in days, and he's losing a bunch of weight. I think he's like 100 pounds in the movie or something, like something crazy. It looks really unhealthy. He looks really,
definitely
really bad. And then he went on to be Batman, like not too long after that. So he
So he had to gain a bunch of weight back after losing all that.
It was pretty crazy. But basically, you know, because of not sleeping, he kind of starts to experience a lot of paranoia at his job, just within his life in general. And it's a pretty dark movie. He thinks he's being framed for something, and people are out to get him, and it's good. It has a really cool ending, which kind of ties everything together with why he might be feeling certain things and why he might be seeing certain things. It's kind of creepy at times, and it's just kind of like an offbeat kind of movie. But I've always really liked it. I really like the score too. It reminds me of X-Files, the score, for some of the like random fun episodes of X-Files. The score that are in those reminds me of, this movie reminds me of those episodes. So
nice. That's one I haven't seen in a while. Too. So I need to watch that one again.
I really like it. Christian Bale was like my favorite actor around this time when this movie came out, and the Batman trilogy and Prestige and
American Psycho was a good one too.
American Psycho,
he's in American Psycho.
Yeah, he's the main,
he is
main
the
character.
American Psycho.
He had a great run, and he's in the new movie, the Edgar Allan Poe movie, The Pale Blue Eye. Which
I don't think I've seen a trailer for that one yet.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Heard about that one. Oh.
Yeah, it just came out, I think, last week.
Nice.
And I've been hearing good things. It's gotten some good reviews, so definitely want to check it out. And he's the main character. I don't think he plays Edgar Allan Poe, but he's like an investigator or something.
Wow,
but it takes
nice.
place during that like time period.
Nice.
So.
Okay. Gotta check that out.
Oh yeah. Okay, now for Katrina's number 9.
All right. My number 9 is another serious one, Crash.
So that was supposed to be cheering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that.
I had this movie on my list too, but I removed it.
Oh,
yeah.
What?
I replaced it with something. I might talk about Crash later, but it's not a number. It's just on my phone.
Okay. I will say that it was up higher on my list before. But it did go down because I was kind of thinking about what would make it high on the list. And again, it's that I want to put it on any mood I'm in, I can just pop that in and I'm good to go.
Can't really
this one,
this movie.
You've got to be in the mood for this. But it's such a meaningful movie, so powerful. I love so many of the messages in this movie. It deals with a lot about racism. It deals with just justice and how we treat other people, how we look at other people unintentionally, and also how all of our lives are connected. It does such a beautiful job at connecting these different characters that you would never think their lives would collide. But they all crash.
Yes.
So it's a beautiful movie. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, it's the first movie I remember renting at Hollywood Video for free when I first started working there.
For free? Oh, okay.
Pretty sure it wasn't out yet because we used to get them a week in advance.
A week before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this was the first movie I took home. I didn't know anything about it when I took it home, other than the cast, which is amazing. Sandra Bullock, Brendan Fraser, Don Cheadle, Ludacris. Can't forget Ludacris. Terrence Howard, and
he was big in those. There was a couple of years that he was just making movies back to back to back.
Yeah,
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, he was pretty big.
So was Luda.
I haven't heard from Terrence Howard in a while. I feel like.
Yeah,
well, he had
hasn't
that
called me
show.
in a while.
He hasn't called you in a while.
Said you haven't heard from him in a while. So.
Yeah.
Must have lost my number.
I
Yeah.
know. How dare he?
We got to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
A show for a while.
He had a show.
Yeah.
Power or
No, it was a different one. Than
it was
that,
like
but
he
yeah.
was like the owner of like a record label or something.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's been in a movie like that.
Well, he was a rapper in a movie like that, Hustle and Flow.
Yes.
Yeah, Hustle.
Ludacris was in that too.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
why I said so was Luda.
The same
That
year, I think, too.
Hustle and Flow used to be on my list back.
Yeah, I know. I remember
long
that.
time ago. It has been booted since.
Yeah.
It's still a really good one, but yeah.
It is good. It is good. Okay. Great pick.
Thank you. Yeah, I got cheers for that one.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see what you guys deserve.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man, here we
the
go.
sound will come with it.
I'm going to see what you deserve, so wait till I have the
Okay.
power.
All right. Joel, your number 9.
All right. So my number 9 is going to be Gone Baby Gone.
Took him a little while to decide.
Yeah, I know. I was like, should I talk? Or...
Yeah. I couldn't tell.
He almost gave you a
No.
kiss.
Yeah. That would have been
Cheers
weird.
for that. So this movie was directed and it was also co-written by Ben Affleck and stars his brother Casey Affleck and Morgan Freeman and Ed Harris. It takes place in Boston. Casey Affleck plays a detective who is looking for a missing child, and it has really good acting. It has a really good story, but it's the ending for me that pretty much put this movie on my list because it's got one of the most, in my opinion, thought-provoking endings that I've seen from a movie like ever.
Okay.
And it's a really good movie, so I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's a moral dilemma at the end of the movie.
Oh, okay.
How do you really feel about the decisions that are made here?
Yeah.
Catch-22.
Are you asking, or are you just saying in general that that's basically when the movie's over, that's what you're pretty much like asking yourself, like,
Yeah.
Okay.
what you think, if they made the right decisions and everything. So yeah, it's
Okay,
a good one.
so you're left feeling a little uneasy, and
Yeah,
that's
you
something
kinda-
you like.
Kind of battling with your moral values.
I mean, sometimes, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like thought-provoking movies. I like movies that make you think after the movie's over, and this movie definitely does that for you. So
Okay. So both our number 9s are big thinkers.
Yeah.
they are
Thinkers, feelers.
Feelers, thinkers, yeah. My number 9 is also a feeler.
Okay.
Feeler.
Yeah.
Better be.
It is. All right. So good pick, Joel. Great job.
Thank you.
My number 9.
Instead of audience applause, but it's fine.
Yeah, maybe next time. We'll see. My number 9 is A Time to Kill.
Oh.
All right.
You're gonna make our listeners deaf.
I know, that was quite the cheer.
Yeah,
I didn't know that the cheer would be that
I think the
intense.
only one that's not very loud is the boom. I had to turn it up.
The boom, like, goes on forever, though.
It does, yeah. Maybe that's why the cheer was so loud, because you had to
Yeah.
turn it up for that boom. So.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it ends up sounding.
Yeah.
Anyways, A Time to Kill. Great movie. It's a book by John Grisham.
Yep.
And
One of my favorites.
Yeah, Joel loves that guy.
So top 3 authors for me. So
Okay.
Oh, are we doing authors next?
that's a shorter list.
R.L. Stein. Yeah. It's my number 1. So this one is also deals with racism and but I find it to be more of a good versus evil type of a story. Samuel Jackson is a father, and his daughter gets sexually assaulted, and he kind of takes matters into his own hands and ends up on trial for what he does. And it's about the trial. Matthew McConaughey is his lawyer. His best movie or best performance in a movie, in my opinion. Then you got Kevin Spacey is the prosecutor. Sandra Bullock is like Matthew McConaughey's assistant.
You like her. You've got 2 movies of hers so far on your list.
I do, yeah. I don't know if she pops up again. I can't.
Oh, wait.
Huh.
Well,
Yeah, I was going to say, do you have 2 movies?
Oh, well, we talked about Crash.
You took it off.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
that was on your list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. Well, she's been mentioned twice.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Donald Sutherland plays the judge. Kiefer Sutherland plays a KKK leader.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Jack Bauer?
Yeah, Jack Bauer.
Oh,
yes.
my
himself.
He's a
gosh.
terrorist.
And his
Yeah, he plays a really good bad guy. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that.
yeah,
But, gosh, I didn't know he'd be a KKK member.
yeah. He's ruthless.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a really good movie. The closing arguments by Matthew McConaughey is just
Yeah.
it'll rip your heart out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll
Right
tell
out,
you the reason why you got cheers for that one is because that used to be on my list.
Oh, okay.
It did get booted
Oh,
just recently
man.
this year.
okay.
But
Yeah.
fabulous movie, has always been on my list. And
Of all the movies in the entire world, we've already mentioned 2 that have either been on someone's list at one point that was booted off.
yeah.
Already too.
Yeah.
That's funny. We're only 6 movies in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move to number 8. Katrina, what do you got?
Okay, I don't think number 8 will be one that has been on either of your guys' lists.
Okay.
But
Casper.
it is a very important movie, and anyone who grew up in the 90s,
Okay.
I think knows this movie.
Okay.
This is Fried Green Tomatoes.
Oh, nice.
Oh!
Oh,
I got an oh nice from Joel, and then a do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Danny.
It's kind of a downer.
It's a downer. Oh my gosh.
all of our movies are downers so far.
Or more boring.
At some point.
I'll say it's
It
more
is
boring.
not boring. It is definitely far from boring.
It's a mom movie for sure.
It's a mom movie.
It is
There
a
you
mom
go.
movie.
There you go.
It is a mom movie,
My
and
mom loved it. And
yeah,
My
and
mom too.
Yeah,
Did your mom?
I think so. I don't really know.
Is it a
actually.
grandma movie?
I don't really know.
It's not a dad movie.
I don't.
no, it's not. No.
No, but I don't know if my mom liked it because it might have been too boring for her. I'll have to find out.
Yeah.
But it's definitely it's all about this woman trying to deal with where her life is in this time in her life.
Okay.
She's getting older. She doesn't know if she's really accomplished life. And then looking back on her past, or talking to another older lady who talks about her past, and just going through what life is all about.
Okay.
And it's beautiful.
All right.
Yeah.
I trust you.
Yeah.
I know I've seen it, but I was a kid. I'm pretty sure I watched it with my mom.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in years.
I would love to watch it again. Like, I keep thinking, since we've been making our list, like, I need to watch that movie again, because I
Yeah.
think I would value it in a whole nother level.
It would probably come off your list.
No, I think it would probably go up higher.
Oh.
Because I think I'd value it even more. Because as a kid, because I would watch this movie all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah. Really?
And, oh yeah. Like, this was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Okay.
And I loved the love story in it. And when she'd go back in time and talk about her time as a kid, the older lady would go back in time.
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't understand the other lady who, like, started the story. Who I didn't understand what she was going through. And I
Okay.
think now I could understand it on a whole nother level.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
Nice.
It's a beautiful movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good one. I liked it. Yeah, like I said, I hadn't seen it in years, but I do remember. I think my mom owned it when I was growing up, so I did watch it a couple times growing up. So
Yeah.
All
I
right.
definitely owned it.
Yeah.
Growing up.
All right. So Joel, number 8.
all right. So I think I'm gonna get a cheers for this one,
Okay.
but we'll see. My number 8 is Warrior. Thank you.
You
Yeah.
gotta clap.
Yeah,
for
that was clapping. I just didn't want to do cheers again. I think it deserves a cheers, like, from a crowd. It's just a
yeah.
little loud.
It is loud. Warrior.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie. It's a sports movie. I have a couple of them on my list. I love inspirational sports movies.
Did I buy that? I did, didn't I?
I owned it at one point. I don't.
Yeah. No, because we
sure
went
if
to the store, like a used. It was like Dimple, but it's called The Cave.
Oh, okay. Those are-
And they had it there, and now
Oh,
I don't remember if I bought it. I think I did.
got
Yeah,
got
I
I
did.
told you
Got
to.
it by-
I know I did. I did buy it because I remember now taking the tape off and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks
I did buy
for derailing the
Sorry.
Josh's.
it. Josh. Who's Josh?
Did I buy this movie?
I couldn't.
my name
like,
for a second?
It just hit me. Like,
I
man.
saw the
Yeah.
J and just,
Okay, go ahead, Joel. Continue.
Anyway, it stars Tom Hardy, Nick Nolte, and the other brothers, Joel Edgerton. I've seen him in a few stuff, but he's not as big of a name on here. But they're two brothers who grew up with an alcoholic dad. Who one becomes a teacher, and the other one joins the military. I think it's the Marines, and comes back with PTSD, and they both are training for this MMA competition, and yeah, it's a really good movie about just family, and with some sports in there too.
Yeah.
And they went their separate ways at some point, and both the brothers, and they're not like too close. And it's just a really good movie. I don't want to give away the whole movie, but it's
the story goes. It's kind of like a Rocky, in that like that type of sports, like kind of gets you, pumped up for the fights and stuff. But then there's like the drama, like of the family story, and the story of the broken family, and where the brothers are at now in their lives, and where their dad is at, and just it'll rip your heart out.
Rip it out.
Yeah,
just right out.
It'll rip it right out.
Man.
We have a theme going on with our lists.
Yeah.
Movies that'll rip you apart.
Once we go up the list for me, they get more fun.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. I think that I don't know about
all
you,
of mine
Joel.
are fun. What are you talking about? They're all fun. Gone, Baby, Gone, Enemy of the State.
One. Enemy of the State, that is, I would say that was
fun movie.
The
It's
most fun out of all of our movies so far.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 8. This is a brand new entry to my list. A little backstory. Me and Joel used to be roommates, and we would make top 10 movie lists. We had them in our wallets.
Yeah, they were legit.
They were laminated.
Yeah.
No, not laminated, but
not
they were.
quite that bad.
And this movie was not on that list. I don't think I had seen this movie at the time. So this is a brand new entry. It is called The Case for Christ. A little religious theme movie.
Yeah.
But I feel like, it's a Christian movie, but I feel like it's the best version of a Christian movie. The acting is really good. It's a true story. And it's basically about it takes place in the 70s, I think, or the 80s. This man and his wife has this like spiritual religious like moment and awakening, and she starts to want to go to church and all this, and her husband is just like not about it. He is not convinced, and he doesn't like that she's doing this, so he tries to prove her wrong, or prove Christianity wrong. So, and he's he writes like columns for a newspaper. I can't remember which one. So he's like an investigative journalist. And so he does an investigation, and he seeks the truth for, Christianity. And what he focuses on is the resurrection. And, how has that been proven? Because it kind of is the like end all be all, really. If it's not for that, then, some of the other stuff can be, said to be fake as well, or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but it's about his journey, and it's an awesome movie. Even if you're not religious, I think it's just a good story about a real family, a real guy. And like I said, for a Christian movie, it's just, it's not too preachy, because this guy is a non-believer.
He is a very non-believer. Yeah, he's determined to prove against it.
Yeah. So he brings his side of the argument, for sure. But he goes and interviews, different pastors and priests and scientists and all these different people and
historians
and so it's great. It's really good. So that was a new addition.
Well, and the thing is like you said, with the Christian movies, the unfortunate thing is it's really hard to find good Christian movie. Well, there's great Christian movies, but it's hard to find ones with good acting.
Yeah.
The acting is always like, man, if the acting was better, that movie would have killed it, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe the writing, because it's just not realistic. Sometimes it's a little too much.
Right.
And that movie definitely had that all.
Yeah,
in
I
it.
feel like it has like more of a mass appeal.
Yeah.
Where a lot of Christian movies are very preachy, and it's for that niche audience. You know, it's for Christians to watch and kind of be affirmed in their beliefs and stuff. Where this one, I feel like you could go in and be on his side, and kind of follow his logic with everything. So I don't think you have to be like a believer to enjoy the movie. So
It reminds me of that movie we watched years ago. What was it called? The Sunset Limited with Samuel L. Jackson and Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh yeah. It's just like a play kind of, where they're just in his apartment and having these philosophical conversations. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So number 7. Katrina.
Okay. Number 7 for me is Inside Out.
Oh man, getting a lot of hate over there.
Well, this is an emotional movie. I'm not crying because it's like a bad movie. I'm crying because it's all about the emotions.
It is all about the emotions. And sadness has a very big part in the movie. And that's the part that makes me just it really makes the movie stand out to show how important sadness really is in our life.
Right.
And we oftentimes try to shy away from allowing ourselves to feel that emotion.
We don't need sadness. That's crazy talk.
Watch Inside Out. You will see you're wrong. But what I really love about this movie is how much it really does explain how our brains work, how our emotions work, how our memories work. And it does an amazing job actually using scientific things in a kid's movie, explaining it in terms that all of us can understand.
Yeah.
And while it's a Pixar kids movie, it is wonderful for all ages.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful teaching tool. It's a wonderful thing to pop on and think like, wow, okay, I get it. I can understand why something's hitting me so hard, or, like it affected my island. So, and talking about core memories and it's a beautifully done movie.
So I'm going to see if I remember exactly what it's about.
Okay.
So it's about this person, and they're going like through their life. And then, so it's kind of like back and forth. It's this person going through their life, and then it's their like emotions played by these different characters. They're supposed to like be in his brain or something, I guess.
Her
brain.
She's 12.
Yeah.
So.
And it's like them kind of not competing, but just, I mean, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they're competing for which emotion is going to be felt.
Yeah, because they have a control board.
Yeah.
And so who's in charge?
Yeah.
And the significant part is that the girl is going through a hard time in her life.
Right.
She's not only going through the changes of adolescence, but they have this huge move.
Yeah.
Where they moved across the states.
Yeah.
And so she has this experience of being all alone in a new place and having this world that she grew up with kind of taken away.
Yeah.
And her experience through that and all the emotions that go with that.
Right.
Excitement and then shock and disgust and, like fear,
anger.
And then the extreme sadness that she feels. And Joy is constantly trying to take over and not allow sadness to have a part
right.
in controlling the board.
Yeah.
Because she feels like if you take over, you're going to change these memories to sad memories.
Yeah.
And these are supposed to be happy memories.
Yeah.
And so by the end, it comes together and realizes they both come together and realize I can't do this without you, and you can't do this without me.
Can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the most meaningful and like layered Pixar Disney movie.
Yeah.
That there is.
Mm-hmm.
And that there ever will be.
And I think that ever since then, they've been trying to do more and more meaningful Pixar movies.
Mm-hmm.
And while those are great, and it's great that they're touching on these different lessons.
Yeah. Encanto.
They are not going to get... Well, and Encanto is a Disney princess movie. Or maybe not princess, but like
princess.
Disney movie.
Yeah, it's Pixar.
I think it's is it Pixar?
Oh,
I don't
maybe
think it's
not.
Pixar.
No?
Soul
Pixar's
is
the
Pixar.
one that does the more meaningful Disney movies.
Okay, well, Encanto, I felt like could have been in that group
Yeah.
with the meaning behind, the different characters there.
Yeah.
So.
Encanto definitely had some meaning, more meaning to it than some other Disney movies.
Yeah.
But Inside Out, like, it's above them all. So, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Are we at number 7?
Yeah, that was my number 7.
Okay. Joel, what is your number 7?
All right. So my number 7 is going to be Primal Fear.
That's a boomer right there.
That is a boomer. All right.
This used to be on my list.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's such a good... It's a courtroom drama with Richard Gere, Laura Linney, and the newcomer, Edward Norton. I think this was his first movie he ever did.
Yeah.
And he is the reason it's on my list. I love courtroom dramas, but his performance in this is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's about I'm looking this up on IMDb on this one because I like this description of it. An altar boy is accused of murdering a priest, and the truth is buried several layers deep.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got a double boom for that one.
Yeah. I love this movie. I love courtroom dramas, and this is one of the best for me.
Yeah.
For sure.
Great acting all around in this one.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can't really talk about this movie very much without like giving something
Without
away.
spoiling it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I
Yeah.
totally spoiled Inside Out, but...
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You totally did.
I mean, it's not like that one has a twist or anything, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's hard to talk about this one.
Yeah, I feel like even saying there's a twist
Yeah.
is kind of giving this one away.
Ooh,
It's
you
like-
already
Well, I didn't say
spoiled
there's
it.
a twist. I said the Inside Out doesn't have a twist.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, if you were to say that this one, might
If-
have a
yeah.
If
twist.
you were to say
If
it.
you were to
feel
say something
like-
like that,
yeah,
I mean, we're not.
the fact
but-
that it's giving it away is not saying that that's what it is.
not at all.
yeah,
There's no twist.
no, of course not. It's straightforward,
Straightforward.
movie, as all courtroom dramas are.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that used to be on my list.
Nice.
But so back when we made our list in the past, I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, I put like a lot of dramas on my list before, and I was thinking of my list. I'm like, I haven't watched those movies forever. And I've watched other movies probably 3 or 4 times before watching any of those other ones. So I put more fun movies on my list that I am going to rewatch, and I do rewatch. So with that being said, my number 7 is Freddy vs. Jason. Katrina has control when I say my.
And if you have
I
Jason
figure
in
you
there.
you didn't give yourself that, so yeah.
So it was a toss up because of any Jason movies, Freddy versus Jason is acceptable.
Yeah.
But if you got Jason in there, I gotta shame you on that.
Okay. Well, it is a super fun movie. One of my favorite horror movies. I think I had it like third on my list for all horror films.
It was definitely up there, yeah.
Yeah. Freddy is hilarious and like just fun to watch. Jason's kind of boring in it. He's just kind of like just this big
As always,
guy, you know, just killing people. I feel like the cast is fun. It's not horrible acting. The dream sequences are fun. They're funny, and then it's just a really entertaining horror movie.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It's not
Yeah,
scary. It's just fun.
Yeah.
And I have seen this movie so many times. The opening monologue that Freddy gives is just perfect. I could just put that on and watch that and turn it off and be good. Like, I just love that beginning. It's
Don't need
so
the movie,
good.
just that one.
Yeah.
His monologue in the beginning.
Yeah, it's like a close up on his face, and he just talks about like how, you know, he had gone through all these things, and it's showing clips of all the Nightmare on Elm Street films and how he died, and then it's like him coming up with this plan to bring him back, and he brings Jason back from the dead so that Jason can go and kill people, and they can think it's Freddy and get Freddy back in their mind, and then that's how he can come back to haunt people. So it's super fun. I just love it.
Yeah.
I think
It's
it's
a fun
really
one.
smart
I do like
too.
that one.
It was very creative.
Yeah.
Very creative. And like, Jason's like the worst horror character there is. But this movie is so fun.
Yeah. Well, and you end up rooting for Jason.
No.
Well, he's like, because then the humans,
He's
I
the
guess,
lesser
the
of two
characters,
evils, and of the two.
they use him to fight Freddy.
Yeah. But I mean, when it comes down to the two of them fighting,
Yeah.
Freddy's just so funny in this
Yeah.
movie that you're rooting for him.
I know. You kind of
Like,
want
in the end, he's just way too much fun.
Yeah.
And it's the only Freddy movie that I can watch and not be terrified.
You haven't seen like 4, 5.
Well, yeah,
6.
watch number 5.
Well, that's the
the
thing.
worst.
I've seen ones that are enough for me.
Yeah.
And I don't even like the fact that we're even talking about them right now because it's dangerous territory.
It is.
So, obviously, we
come
just
for you.
talked about how he comes back. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, like when they finally show down at Crystal Lake.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm talking about. That
Yeah,
is
it
just
is
too
just
much fun.
So cool to see these just two larger than life characters on the screen at the same time, and you know, fighting each other is just ridiculous.
And the crazy stuff that they're doing,
Yeah.
it is hilarious.
And all the one-liners that Freddy has.
Yeah.
And it's Robert Englund's last movie. Well, last portrayal as Freddy.
Last Freddy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is his last one.
Wow.
Because after that was the remake, which wasn't him, and then we haven't had one since.
And then not since 2010. It's been 13 years since we had a.
And that's okay.
No, it's not. We need another.
No.
Right now.
No.
Right now.
Right now.
Oh my gosh, Joel.
Right this second.
You are going to make life really dangerous.
All right. So, number
Six.
Six.
Number
So-
6, Katrina.
Ooh, we made it to 6.
All right.
6.
All right, number 6 is Christopher Robins.
That don't know why I laughed.
I don't know why
Is there-
either. It's really
Is there
not a
more
funny
Christopher Robins,
movie.
or because isn't it Christopher Robin? Isn't it without the S?
Okay, whatever, Joel.
Pretty sure he's
Christopher
not.
Robbins.
It's Robin.
Whatever.
More than one.
Yeah, there's two.
This does not matter.
Well, I think I laughed or hit the laugh button because it reminds me that Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is
gosh.
coming
Oh,
out
yeah.
soon.
Ooh,
Like
I
a month
saw
away.
I saw a new
Yep.
trailer for it, and wow.
Really?
Oh my
I didn't know
gosh.
there was any trailer for it.
I was watching it, and I'm like, I am not watching this movie. It was intense.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait.
And that is not at all what Christopher Robin is about.
Sure it is.
But this movie is not only so fun and nostalgic, but it also has so much heart to it.
Yeah.
And this one is one that you're going to laugh. You're going to like feel so excited and happy inside if you watched Winnie the Pooh and,
Yeah.
you know, grew up with that. And then you're going to cry. Like, this is such, oh my
will
gosh. Oh, you will. Grab the tissues. But this movie is so powerful. It really is. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be so meaningful.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was going to be kind of silly. and-
Yeah, and it has its parts where, you know, Pooh Bear's in it, and
Yeah.
he's as clumsy as ever. And
Yeah. Oh, his like little philosophical lines.
oh my gosh, I know. And that's the thing is, like, Winnie the Pooh has always had that.
Yeah.
And that's, if you grew up reading those stories, having those stories read to you, and then watching movies when you were little, and being able to watch it as an adult and have like an actual adult movie of it.
Yeah.
And he's still saying those same things that you're like, oh, yes, this is what life is about.
And it's like such, I don't know, to me his little one-liners are like kind of funny too, because they're so like obvious.
Yeah.
What he's saying, like, you can't get over there unless you start over here. Or like,
Yeah.
something
It's
just
like-
okay.
It's like, oh, yeah. But it's like that whole, like, you know, everything you need to know you learn in kindergarten. Like, it's like this whole, why are we being so overthinking everything? You know, it's like, just be like Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh, there's
course.
somebody you can be like. And that's the top of my list. You will.
Oh,
you will
gosh.
see who you should really be like.
ay, ay, ay.
We all need one of those.
So, Christopher Robin
Should I do it?
is the way to
I
go.
should know who your number one is, but I'm not sure.
Well, and okay, so refresh my memory if you remember. Does Christopher Robin come back to 100 Acre Woods because he's been gone, and he comes back to like
Like an
find
adult?
his friends,
Yeah.
and then one of them is missing, Piglet or something, and they're trying to find him?
Yeah, so like Pooh shows up in Christopher Robin
Okay.
world.
Oh, okay.
Robin's world. Now I'm all worried about how he's saying it. Pooh shows up
As you
in
should
his
be.
world, and he's like, what is happening? You know, and
Yeah.
he's having a really bad day. His
Yeah.
life is falling apart.
He's an adult.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
an adult now.
Ewan
and his
McGregor,
life is
right?
falling
But with
apart.
I think it's Ewan McGregor.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
And Pooh, I think you might be right that Pooh's looking for Piglet.
Yeah.
And so
Someone's
he
missing.
needs him to come to 100 Acre Woods and help him.
Yeah.
And so they're helping each other, really.
Yeah, it's an adventure movie.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if it had the same setup as Blood and Honey.
Oh, gosh.
It totally does.
Because
Eeyore's dead. And,
that movie, the setup is that he like abandoned his friends
Yeah.
and grew up, and then now he went back to find them, and they're wild.
Oh, my gosh.
So I mean, It could have gone either way.
Oh yeah.
No, I
One went
love
the
that
PG
movie.
route, the other went the R route.
Yeah, I love that movie though. The animation and stuff for Pooh is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Cool, good pick. See, we're lightening the mood now.
Yep.
Very good, very good. All right, we'll see what Joel's got up there for
I'm
number
about
6.
to, All right, so my number 6 is Death Sentence.
You really make
Wondering.
Danny think about how
Yeah.
he feels about these.
I'm surprised this is on your list. I mean, I know
I love
it's really
this
good,
movie.
but I didn't know
Yeah.
you liked it that much.
I don't think it was when we were like making the list, back when we lived with each other. I don't think it was on my list, but I've watched it multiple times since we made our list. And I just love it. It's a really good revenge movie. It's probably, we've talked about this guy multiple times on the podcast. So it's probably my favorite James Wan movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love this movie. Yeah.
Better than Malignant?
That's your favorite.
Better than Saw? Better than The Conjuring?
I mean, neither of those made my list.
Better than
so-
Aquaman?
Oh, I mean, I love Aquaman. I mean, it's the only movie that made my list of his, so I guess it would be my favorite. But yeah, it's just it's such a good movie. It's a very dark.
pretty brutal.
It is. Kevin Bacon, John Goodman.
Oh, yeah,
revenge
John.
thriller.
I forgot about
yeah,
him.
yeah. And it's brutal and it's just amazing.
What's the revenge? Like, why is he set out for
So-
revenge?
So this is in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything for people. But he plays a family man who
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, yeah. Who
Did he already say that? Okay.
I mean, I said he was in it. So
Okay,
he's like
okay.
the main character.
It's not John Goodman. It's Kevin
No,
Bacon.
no,
It's the
no,
family
yeah,
man.
Kevin Bacon. Yeah.
John Goodman's a pretty big family man,
Yeah.
though.
Damn.
I mean, he's he's got family in this movie too.
damn.
but,
Connor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he's known for.
So him and his son are, I think they're coming home from a game of his son's. Like his son he's in high school, I think, and they're coming home from a sport event that he had. And they go to the gas station to get some gas, and the son goes inside to get something to eat and ends up getting killed by a gang initiation.
Yeah.
And goes after the people that killed his son, and then they go after his family, and then he goes crazy. He snaps and just goes on. And John Goodman is he plays the dad of one of the kids that killed Kevin Bacon's son, and it's a really good movie. I love it.
Yeah,
It's very, it's
dark.
It's
and
heavy and dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
could totally see James Wan being
the director of it, yeah. So, sorry to bring down the mood after Christopher Robin.
I haven't heard of this movie, but now I want to see it.
Oh,
it's
really?
cool.
Yeah, you should definitely watch it.
My number 6 is Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. This is a new addition to my list as well. This is one of those ones where I was like, okay, I've seen this movie a million times.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up, always watching this movie. The VHS, I just watched it every day, I feel like. My favorite action movie of all time. the Terminator story, especially the first two, is really, really like creative, really ahead of its time. The idea of a robot from the future being sent to the present to protect somebody that is going to, kind of lead the like human race in the robots battle or whatever. John Connor. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, playing, I don't remember, the T-1000 or something.
I think the T-1000 was the bad guy in this one. I think he's the T-100.
T-100?
Yeah, Robert Patrick.
He's not 1,000.
He's only 100?
Well, he's... T-1000 is the bad guy, so...
Okay,
T-10.
Yeah, T-10, yeah. So he plays just a robot with, he has... he looks like a human. He looks like Arnold. And so Arnold playing a robot, so good. He plays it perfectly. Just very monotone, no emotion, and just on a mission,
Just like Arnold.
Yeah.
Monotone, no emotion.
That opening scene at the bar when he goes in there and he just beats everybody up because he needs their clothes. And he comes out and gets the sunglasses and the motorcycle and Bad to the Bone plays.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. Arnold was the coolest back then. He was the definition of an action star. And I feel like I guess The Rock would be today's Arnold. Like action star, Jason Statham had that. I don't feel like
he's not really doing much anymore, though. Yeah, I guess The Rock would be the closest. That's kind of lame. He's no Arnold. But I like The Rock. He's a decent enough actor, but he's no Arnold.
No.
Well, Arnold did too. Yeah, he is comparable. Because, I was thinking, The Rock has done so many, fun movies, too, and kid movies and whatever. But, then you think of Arnold, and, he did...
Kindergarten Cop. Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had his share of family-friendly ones. But just Terminator 2, it came out in the 90s, early to mid 90s. And it holds up. It's a maybe 30-year-old movie, but the action sequences and the effects and everything are very current still. The Robert Patrick plays the T-1000, and he's like a liquid metal robot where he can just kind of take any form, and if you blow his arm off or something, it just kind of turns into liquid and kind of sucks back into his body, and he just kind of regenerates. But even those scenes where it's okay, you feel like because it's an older movie, it's gonna look corny, but it actually looks pretty good still.
Yeah, it does.
And they use a lot of, real stuff, like the chase scene and the semi chasing the motorcycle. That whole scene is crazy, but it's all real stunts and stuff. So, you can't, it doesn't age when it's real,
Yeah. And the Terminator looks so real.
Yeah.
Like a real person.
Yeah. It looks like Arnold. It's really crazy. But
technology back then.
The part I always had to look away though as a kid. I could handle the whole movie except for the part when they go to it's Skynet, one of the guys who kind of creates the robots. They go to his house because they're trying to convince him that he needs to help them stop this other liquid robot. And in order to prove it, Arnold has to cut into his skin and rip his hand off to show that he has a robotic hand. I remember that part. I was like, okay, I can't watch this. As a kid, it like freaked me out. So I would always turn away when
You're
that
like,
part
is
was
that what's
happening.
under our
Do you
skin?
watch it now?
I can watch it now. Yeah.
Okay.
Turn away. No.
Yeah. Close your eyes. And it has like a very sad ending too. It's super sad, the end.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the end, but
It had to happen, though.
it had to happen.
But, you
It
know.
was Arnold was right. I mean, he's a smart robot. He knows what needs to happen.
Yeah.
They should have never made any more of those movies. They really should have ended there.
Yeah. I mean, 1 and 2 is, I mean, as far as like sci-fi action goes, are like, you know, the 2 best, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get better than than those 2, like especially back to back.
Yeah.
That it just went downhill fast after
Yeah.
number 2. But I mean, it's hard to top number 2 anyway.
No,
But
never gonna happen.
no.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
they made like 4 more since that
Yeah.
one, and
Yeah.
maybe even 5 more. I think they're at number 7. But yeah, they haven't. I think number 2 was the last like good one that they did.
Yeah. So yeah. Now I want to watch it. Talking about it just makes me want to watch
I
it.
know. I want to watch a lot of these movies after
I know.
talking about them.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going into the midway point. We'll go to number 5. Katrina,
5.
Number
what is
5.
your numero cinco?
All right. Number 5 is Titanic.
Yeah, okay.
That was an easy one.
I knew that.
I didn't
what
have
was
to think
getting.
about that one too much.
I know, you just had to find it.
I had to find the right button.
I knew I was getting that from that.
Or it could be this too.
Oh man, that's all right.
If that wasn't such a creepy sounding
Yeah.
sound effect.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't know when I would press that button, so this is a good one to press
Yeah,
that
it's-
button.
I'll give you another few maybe
Oh, really?
for
Okay.
for that
Another
one.
few.
Oh,
Maybe.
wow.
Maybe. I mean, it depends on how passionate you are about the movies.
Okay.
The next ones I'm picking.
All right.
But we'll stick with Titanic for now.
Mm-hmm.
This is a movie about
It is a movie.
It's a very long movie.
a very long movie about a ship called the Titanic
Uh-huh.
Crazy.
that went down.
Yeah.
And
Sounds very fictional.
it's not, Joel. This is based off of a very true story. And it's about a sole survivor, or maybe not sole survivor, but one of the survivors, and her
lot of
story
casualties on that.
about being
Yeah.
on that ship
Mm-hmm.
and what happened on that ship.
Yeah.
And it's a love story,
Mm-hmm.
and it's beautiful. I could watch this movie.
And the last 20 minutes are the ship going. Is the ship going?
Yeah.
It is very monumental, and I could watch this movie over and over again.
Yeah.
I did watch this movie over and over again.
It reminds me of a more successful Pearl Harbor with Ben Affleck, where it's also a love story for the first like hour and a half to 2 hours, and then Pearl Harbor happens for the last like 15 minutes of the movie. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, they took the Titanic template
Yeah.
and made a different movie about a real event.
Yeah, so no need to bother with Pearl Harbor. You can just watch
yeah,
Titanic and
pretty
know
much.
what it's
The
about.
better version.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So who's in this one?
Kate Hudson, right?
No.
No, Kate what?
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
I don't know. And Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was waiting for.
Yes. He
Kathy
is.
Bates.
Yeah.
Yes,
Kathy
Kathy
Bates.
Bates is in this.
Multiple movies
Kathy
with her in it
Bates
on your
is
list.
just yeah. She can play any part.
Okay.
But yeah. It's
And
beautiful.
Wasn't there like a song?
Oh yeah, My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah, that was okay.
That wasn't
Celine
that
Dion.
wasn't played over and over and over and over again on the radio.
Yeah, I think I heard it a couple times.
Yeah, it was a pretty
That
good
movie,
song.
that movie was, it was huge. It was such a big deal. Like,
It was.
I will never forget that movie. Not for the movie itself, just for the
marketing and
just the
like,
hugeness of it.
Yeah,
With the music, that song was just everywhere. I remember watching like VH1 and listening to the radio. It was always number one. It was like, oh my gosh, really again? and then Leonardo DiCaprio, that was like his huge, big blow up role, and the whole I'll never let go, and
I'll never let go.
I'm the king of the world or whatever. Like
I'm the king of the world.
is it
Wow.
I'm the king of the world or
yeah. He said that on the
on the ship when he's like pretending to fly.
On the what's it called?
He helped
Come on, this is your
her.
favorite.
I know, but I feel
know.
like that's not like the monumental line. Like the whole idea.
Well, it is a line.
Or no, I'm flying, Jack. Or
Yeah.
didn't she say something like that?
Yeah, like because
Well,
she
she says,
was
but
the
he
one
also
who
says,
gets
"I'm
up
king of the
there,
yeah.
and he
does
helps
too.
her stand. Yeah, but he's helping her. Like the
Okay.
whole meaning behind that is he's helping her to break out and be free from this family that she
Oh
is
yeah, I don't
stuck
remember
in.
any of that stuff.
Oh my gosh. There's true.
It's kind of like a
meaning
Romeo and
behind
Juliet kind of thing, huh? Well, not Romeo and Juliet,
Not-
but she's
yeah.
from like this real
mean,
upper class.
she was in
She's-
that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't that.
She's
And he's
from
kind of like a nobody. Kind
yeah.
of,
Yeah, he wasn't even supposed to be on the ship.
yeah.
And he won tickets in
Yeah.
a gambling,
Oh yeah.
at the
If
bar.
only he just stayed off that ship. He'd
Yeah.
be alive.
Yeah, but he never would have met the love of his life,
Yeah, and then she let go.
Rose.
Yeah, the love of his. They knew each other for like a couple days. Come on.
Yeah, but that's how
That's how powerful.
powerful it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, love is powerful.
Yeah.
You will find out
Oh no.
more and more how
There we go.
powerful love
Oh
is.
my goodness. Yeah, I'm surprised this is number 5.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be more of a top 3. but-
I know. It was
Well, that
hard
just
for
means-
me to figure out
Yeah.
where to put it. And yeah, it's just I watched it forever and ever when it first came out,
Yeah.
and but it's not one that I'll put on above my other top ones.
Okay. All right, Joel. Let's see if you can do better than that.
Oh.
Your number 5.
Easy. All right. No. My number 5 is going to be Coach Carter.
Ooh,
All right.
good one.
All right. I don't know what to do for that. We'll do that.
Thank you. It is my favorite sports movie. Yeah, it's my favorite. I was making sure I don't have any above that. Basketball is my favorite sport, and I love inspirational sports movies, inspirational movies in general. And Samuel L. Jackson stars in this, and he does a really good job. He's Coach Carter. This feels like it's 2 inspirational movies put into one, because in the first half of the movie, it's about teamwork, and he gets a job as a coach of a team that's losing games, and he comes in and teaches them teamwork, and they start winning games, and they win like the championship game, or I forgot what game it was that they won, but that was just like the halfway point of this movie. And then it turns into another inspirational story, because he is all about academia, and it's a high school basketball team, and he was basically saying like you can be on the team as long as your grades are up, and he got their progress reports, and like most of them were failing, and so he decides he's gonna be canceling games until they can get their work up. And there's a few really good speeches in this movie, and it's just it's an amazing sports movie, I think.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure it takes place in Oakland, and I think it's a true story. Pretty sure
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's around Oakland.
Yeah, Richmond maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
Richmond.
Yeah.
It's in California, by the way, if you're listening from somewhere else.
Got a lot of listeners around the world, so it's in California.
So, something happens in this movie, and I want to see if I'm correct. So, I'm going to say it. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. I think, and I might be thinking of a different movie, but I feel like this is one of the movies where they don't win. They like get to a championship game, but they lose.
They do.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't win. This is but they learned something more valuable along the way. So
yeah.
This one wasn't really about like winning the games. It was more about building teamwork, and then making sure that life after high school is going to be a little easier for all of them. And,
a lot of them were into not so great behavior outside of school, and things like that. So it's about their other than basketball life as well.
Yeah. Well, and I think what makes the movie so powerful is that they don't win.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, I found that to be pretty like shocking. I remember seeing it in theaters and thinking, really? Like I just expected, it's a movie, inspirational sports, like they have to win, right? And then I was like kind of bummed when they lost.
They don't win in these movies, so
yeah. So, but it's like, okay, it's a true story though. Like, can't just make them win just for the movie. But
yeah, and it shows like what happens with each of the people, to the teammates after high school, and a lot of them, well, not a lot, but several of the seniors went on to college, and college around like the state and other, I think other states too. But it's a really good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. So
all right, good pick.
Thank
you. Number 5 is
you just cheated.
Scream.
Scream, man.
Okay. You should have said it and allowed me to.
Sorry, listeners. You're,
I'll lower the volume on it. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. Wow. That woke me up. All right.
Scream. My second favorite horror film. I'm super excited for Scream 6 coming out soon.
Yes.
This whole franchise has been just win after win. It's a horror fans movie, Scream.
Yeah.
And that's why I love it so much. We've talked about it numerous times on the show, but Ghostface, one of the most iconic slasher villains, horror characters. The cast is awesome. Best final girl in Sidney Prescott.
Yeah.
Some of the best, the killers are great. And just super fun. Best intro scene in any movie ever. We did that. Best opening scenes.
We did, yeah.
And
like
I don't.
top 5.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I had to have had Freddy vs. Jason on there. I had to have
You
had it.
did. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
Okay.
a while since we did that one, but yeah.
I just
It's on it. It's in there. Everyone, if you haven't listened to that one, it's good.
go check that out. I mean, spoiler alert, Scream's number one.
I think it's on both of our lists.
Yeah.
So
I think it's on most people's top for opening scenes. But yeah, amazing movie. Good horror movie. Good, just fun. It's fun, and you don't have to. I mean, it's a horror fans movie, but you don't have to be a horror fan to appreciate it at the same time.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's not too scary.
Yeah.
And it has some good comedy too, some funny stuff.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
David Arquette in there, Jamie Kennedy, Courtney Cox. It's great.
Neve Campbell.
It is.
Matthew
Before
Lillard.
I'm just like, yeah.
Just name them all.
Yeah.
For comedy, yeah.
before I ever liked horror movies, and before I even tolerated horror movies, I loved Scream.
Yeah.
So it's a horror movie for every viewer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although Ghostface is one of the masks that I'm like most scared of.
Yeah.
Because it's a mask that
Good one.
anybody can wear. Like
Yeah.
every movie has a different killer who wears that mask. So it's like
Could be anybody.
Yeah,
feels
well,
like-
and it's like I remember after Scream, and still to this day, people would wear that for Halloween, and
Yeah.
you never know what someone wearing that mask is up to. Like, that is just...
only that one though.
Yeah, that's the ultimate that it's like, oh my gosh, they're coming towards me. You know, like, why are they walking over here?
Man.
So,
All right. Well, yeah, we've talked about that movie numerous times, so
Oh yeah.
let's move on. Getting down to the nitty gritty. Number 4.
all right, number 4 is The Wedding Singer.
Okay.
That's a funny one.
We
like that
need an aw.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I wish I could like download new sounds or
You
something.
can.
Can you?
Yeah. That's
Oh,
what
for
these are
these?
for. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Have to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
You can even record your own.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, you can record yourself going, aw.
Okay. I don't know about that. We'll have to figure that out.
That's why I got this one. That
Okay.
was my deciding factor.
Find the instructions.
Yeah.
Okay. Go
Okay. Back on track. The Wedding Singer. Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore,
Yeah.
who are just the best pair.
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler have such amazing chemistry. They are great in any movie that they're in. Is
They've
just
done like 3 movies together or something.
yeah, they
In
are
time.
wonderful together. I really have always thought, like, why didn't they end up together? But this movie, Adam Sandler is a wedding singer, and he had just gotten his heart broken and then had to go and play music at weddings for people. And
Yeah.
it's his journey of knowing this other gal who is also getting married, and
Yeah.
she wants him to sing at her wedding, and she's marrying a scumbag, and so
Of course.
and so it's the journey of him supporting her but being secretly in love with her, even
homewrecker.
secretly in his own eyes.
Yeah.
And then their come together song is just so iconic and beautiful. And
So when
I
he
could-
sings to her on the airplane?
Yeah.
Playing,
Yeah.
I
And-
love. Yeah, that's a good part.
it is a great song. Like, it is a beautiful song.
Yeah.
And we have the lyrics in
Yeah.
our dining room.
Yeah.
It is, beautiful movie. I
Yeah.
could watch this movie over and over again.
Good soundtrack too. I
Yeah,
love
that's the thing.
80s music in it.
Yeah. And any movie that really honors music, that's going to put that movie up above others. I love movies with music in it.
Yeah.
And
It definitely has its Adam Sandler moments too.
oh yeah.
Just like the goofy
yeah.
stuff that he
Yeah.
throws in.
Yeah. It's an Adam Sandler movie. It's
Yeah.
it's a Happy Gilmore production, I believe.
Happy
Yeah.
Madison.
Happy
Madison.
Madison.
Come on.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Whatever. I think it is.
Yeah, I don't.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive it is. It's one of my favorites of his.
I was trying to think if he had that production company at that time because it was one of his like earlier movies. I don't even know if Happy Gilmore
99.
was Happy Gilmore even a movie at
Happy.
that time.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore was like early 90s.
No, I thought Wedding Singer was
Early to
before
mid-90s.
Happy
Oh
Gilmore.
no.
No. Yeah, Billy
All right.
Madison, Happy Gilmore had been out already.
Okay.
For quite some time.
I mean,
All
a
right.
couple years. Like,
What about
it was
Waterboy?
Back in the 70s.
Waterboy was
that
closer
one-
to the same around the time
Yeah,
of Wedding
it was
Singer.
close. Yeah.
I think it was a little
after.
after Wedding Singer, but I don't know for sure. I don't have like Adam Sandler's timelines
You should.
in my head. I should. Adam Sandler is one of my faves, but
Yeah. No. Apparently not. All right. Joel, number 4.
All right, number 4. Number 4 has been talked about earlier.
oh,
It is going to be. I know, yeah.
Right.
It is going to be A Time to Kill.
oh wow,
It's a repeat.
It was on your list.
Oh, it's a repeat though.
it should be a cheer. Man, Joel's never gonna get that cheer.
I know. Like I said with Primal Fear, I love courtroom dramas, and this is, I love the acting, I love the story. Like I said, John Grisham's one of my top 3 favorite authors of all time. And yeah, it's an amazing movie. It's already been talked about, so I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but.
So Joel, though, did you read the book before you watched this movie?
This one I did not.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Have you read the book since?
I have I actually have quite a few of his books, but I don't even think I have this one.
Oh wow!
I know. I need to get on.
Maybe
that,
you did
but
deserve that shame.
No, he's a really good author. A lot of his books have become movies.
Yeah.
But this is the best because it's on my list. It's on 2/3 of our list.
It's
so
official.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
and I just took it off, so
Man.
too bad.
Could have been
What
3
were
for
you
3.
thinking?
Yeah.
I know. But yeah, so it's an amazing movie.
Yeah. I remember seeing it in theaters when it first came out. I was like probably 8, 9 years old.
Young.
Yeah.
This movie.
Wow,
Yeah, it
you
was
saw
pretty
this
heavy.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
heavy movie for a
Yeah.
7-year-old to see.
Yeah,
in
I remember
theater.
I wasn't like my dad like told me not to watch a certain part. Maybe a couple of parts because there's a part
Yeah.
with Sandra Bullock too where she gets beat up pretty bad.
Oh yeah,
Oh man, I just remembered that part.
it's a heavy
Rough.
movie.
It was a rough movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no man, so good. But let's see what my number 4 is. Oh, my number 4 is Identity.
Oh man,
Oh yeah, the boom. I gotta bring the boom back.
here comes the boom.
So, this one we've done a review on, so go back and check that out if you haven't heard it. It was a while back. when we did it. John Cusack, Amanda Peet, Ray Liotta.
Yeah, R.I.P.
And I can't remember the other people's names. There's a few other recognizable faces. Can't think of their names, but basically this group of people from different areas kind of get stranded in a storm, and they are forced to stay at a hotel or a motel, and they all start just getting killed off mysteriously. And sounds like kind of your average slasher kind of movie, but way, way deeper than that goes. It's very psychological. The psychological thriller part of this movie is what makes it so good. Because you don't really see the kills, not that I can remember. And so there's the twist with what's really happening. And then there's another twist at the end too, with, I don't want to give too much away, but
there's multiple twists
multiple twists toward the end, and it's genius. What this movie really is about. I don't know how realistic it is, but it doesn't matter because it's so good.
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. It could be in some aspects, pretty realistic.
Yeah,
but yeah. Don't want to say too much because the multiple twists are like what really make this movie.
Yeah.
And now you've already spoiled that there are twists.
You're not going to be able to guess
before.
if you have not seen this movie, you're not going to be able to guess the twists. At least you're not going to be able to guess one of them, the first one.
Yeah,
it's just there's a separate story going on throughout the movie.
Don't keep good talking.
Okay, I'll end it there. Really, really good stuff. A great cast too. Good acting. Good mystery. So go watch it. I think it's an underseen, underappreciated movie, and it needs to be seen more and get on people's top 10 horror films because it's that good. So
I do think about this movie a good amount.
Yeah.
After
you should.
Yeah, because I had seen it just with you.
Yeah.
And this movie stands out for sure. I never remember what it's called or, but
identify or
but when you're talking about it, I'm like, oh, this is the movie I think about a lot. Yeah. And I can picture
Just
it.
keep thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
It'll stay in there forever.
Yeah. Until someone kills it.
Okay.
I don't know. I was trying to reference
the
movie. I
All
was trying to reference the movie, but it was a stretch.
That's twist number 3.
All right. Let's go to our top 3.
Top 3.
Katrina.
Okay. Number 3, Tommy Boy. This is...
Really, though?
Yes. This is my all-time favorite comedy. I have always loved this movie so much.
I know it.
I think it was probably one of the first movies that I made you watch with me.
Yeah. Definitely.
And anytime someone asks what's one of your favorite movies, that's like one of my top ones that I say.
So what is this?
Tommy Boy. It's okay.
It's
man.
Tommy Boy. Come on.
Come on.
Chris Farley.
Yes.
And
R.I.P.
man, R.I.P. for sure. Like he was gone way too young and just such in the peak of his career, man. Yeah. But he is needing to take over the family business and having to fill his dad's shoes, and they're really big shoes to fill. And he is not a very intelligent person. And so he's not very believed in by the town. David Spade is his assistant now, and has to take him around and show him around, and David Spade would like to have his position, and so he's really bitter about the fact that he just was born into this, and hasn't ever taken an interest in the business before, and now he's gonna be the top dog, and so it's a whole story of him prevailing. Yeah. And there's a little love story in there, and there's a mystery in there, and so there's a little bit of everything, but the most fun comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy for sure. Yeah. Chris Farley, man, he was funny.
Yeah.
He didn't have too many movies, but
the
ones he did were great.
Yeah.
The one I always remember from him is Beverly Hills Ninja.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I remember that movie just making me die laughing as a kid.
That's what Tommy DeBoy does to me.
Yeah. Okay.
And
good
now,
pick.
talking about it, I want to put it on.
What I always think of in that movie is him trying to put a suit on.
Yes. I think that's what everyone thinks of when they hear that movie. That's like the most famous joke in the movie. Okay. Fat guy in a little coat.
Oh, yeah.
But I could probably rehearse almost the whole movie. Recite.
Rehearse.
Yeah. I can rehearse.
I don't need to rehearse. Anyway, Joel, what's your number 3?
Number 3.
All right. So this has already been said too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. We know what you're getting for this.
My number 3 is Identity. Literally just said.
Oh, you just missed your mark.
I know.
And what's getting you is that you're putting him above Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
I like them more.
Yeah. And then he's shaming you for it.
Yeah. I know.
Well, I'm really curious about your top 2. I knew Identity was going to be on your list somewhere.
Yeah. It had to be.
We championed
I
that
love
movie.
this movie.
Yeah.
I do. So we're on a few horror movie review pages, groups on Facebook, and every time someone asks for like a horror movie recommendation or something, that's my go-to movie every time is Identity, because I love psychological thrillers, and this one I love twists. And this one also has really good acting and just a really good story. It's the perfect horror movie, honestly.
I don't know about
slasher.
Perfect.
There's
one more that might be a little more perfect, but
it's pretty perfect. I don't know. It's
I
got
can't
everything
argue
in
with
this
that.
movie.
Can't argue with that.
So yeah, Identity. It's already been talked about. Thank you, Danny. But,
You're welcome.
So yeah, it's just watch it if you haven't seen it. I'm saying that for all of my movies, honestly. All these movies, watch them if you haven't seen them, because they don't make it on our lists for nothing, right?
Yeah.
I tend to find myself recommending Identity too. Just because I feel like watch Halloween, like it's okay. Everybody's seen that. Identity is one.
It's
think
an underrated
a lot of people,
movie.
Yeah, there's a good amount of people who haven't seen it, and I don't know why that is, but
I don't
it
either.
doesn't get talked about.
Yeah, this came out in 2003. I don't know what came out around that time that was pushed. But didn't Freddy vs. Jason come out in 2003?
I think so. Yeah.
So could that be why it kind of got pushed under the radar?
Maybe
it's
a very different movie.
But it's a horror movie, and
it
it wasn't like that was a time that a lot of like that horror was really big.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's better than Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, when you
So.
look up the popular movies for 2003, the Barbie movie
Oh,
is
that's
what comes up.
That's what took it over.
Yeah, Swan Lake.
2003?
Yep, 2003 Barbie Swan Lake.
Oh, okay. Swan Lake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
Like the
Okay.
Barbie movie.
As aside
was like,
from
okay, well,
the other Barbie
Swan-
movies that were so
Swan Lake's a
huge.
different one. Yeah, no, I was like, what Barbie movie came out? I mean, Swan Lake, I guess, is a horror movie. I don't consider it one, but just saying.
What are we talking about? Wait, you looked up just popular
I
movies
just looked
in
up
2003.
because you said what movies came out that overshadowed
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever you identity. And when you look up the popular movies of 2003, that's one of the ones. It's Open Range, Secondhand Lions, and Barbie.
So weird. Yeah, I don't know. I disagree. Okay, so my number 3. Oh, Identity is on the list. Okay. My number 3 is Halloween.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. We talk about this movie. We just can't get away from it.
Overplayed.
Can't get
Number
away
3,
from it.
though, huh?
Number 3, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't on my list back in the day.
Well, yeah.
I didn't start to really like this movie until a few years ago.
Yes.
So,
I remember the
Yeah.
year.
2018 is when I really got into it. I always liked the Halloween series, but it was never like a favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
But now it is. And Michael Myers is my favorite horror character ever. And I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie, like she's fine, but just the music, the atmosphere, the tone, Loomis, and Michael Myers.
The
Boom.
great acting.
Yeah, we won't have to talk about the acting. I didn't mention that for a reason.
I know.
But I like the theme song. I mean, the whole score is just so iconic.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a theme song.
The theme music.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Theme song.
John Carpenter just sings on over the
The theme music, the score. Yeah, just the way that they use Michael Myers, his mask, just all of it. It's just so good. But yeah, we've talked about that movie so many times. So it is obviously on my list. Now, for number 2, Katrina.
Numero dos.
What's it gonna be?
Moulin Rouge.
Oh, this one again.
Oh. Moulin Rouge is the ultimate romance. Well, I do have another.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Another romance movie.
I mean,
Oh, you got the 2 for 1.
no, but Moulin Rouge, again, music. The music is amazing in this movie.
Did this movie take place in like the 20s or something?
I think-
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The
And
music
it's
in
got
it,
Elton
isn't it a
John, or
musical?
Elton John
Yes.
Oh, okay.
music
It's a
in
musical.
1920s movie.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he had music out back then.
Yeah. Yeah. He did.
Okay. He's a lot older than I thought he was.
Yeah. It's his first life.
Oh, okay.
Well, and what's her name?
Nicole Kidman?
No, I'm thinking of oh my gosh, Madonna makes a.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She's in it too?
Well, her music.
Her music.
Her music is in it. Yeah. So, but no, this musical is so beautiful. It's not like an obnoxious musical.
I think it is.
No, because the story goes with the musical. It's not like, oh, let's just stop and break out in song. It's like there's a reason for why they're breaking out in song. Okay. Like that's how they are able to hide their love, because they're creating a story. They're creating a play, a musical to be performed, and that's how they're able to grow their love together.
It's so weird.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
It's so
and
weird.
It's all about the power of love, the magic of love. And my all-time favorite Elton John song is like the star of the movie, and it's just everything.
Is it your song? Is that what it's
Our
called?
song.
No, it's not our
Your
song.
song.
It's
Yeah,
called
your song. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Whatever.
I don't know. I've watched it a few times, and it's just too weird for me.
We'll watch it a few more.
I don't think it's gonna change my mind. It's a weird movie.
It's
The
not.
director did Elvis, which I really liked. That came out this last year. So
Yes.
Elvis, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked Rocket Man.
Yes.
I love that one.
yeah.
I don't think that's the same director.
No,
it's
you
not,
said it was
but
the same
it's-
director?
Yeah.
It's the same
Oh,
director
okay.
as Elvis. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
We didn't just all of a sudden start talking about Elvis.
We're just naming off musicals.
I don't know. I can never get into it. So
Well, whatever. It's amazing.
It's your list.
It's fabulous. And
You got another Ewan McGregor on there too.
yeah.
Ewan McGregor is my jam.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Apparently your favorite actor of all time. Made it twice on your
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
man.
All
Number
right,
2.
Joel.
All right, so I have to preface this by saying that when we made our lists back in the day, I didn't ever number them. They were just my top 10 or whatever. I didn't, number 1 through 10. This movie was on that list, and so when I was going through and actually numbering them, this one actually surprised me that it made it so high up. But I love it, so I'm okay with that. And this movie is A Few Good Men, another courtroom drama.
A Few Good Men. We'll do that.
It's a little late for that.
I know. It's pretty late. Yeah. A Few Good Men.
A Few Good Men.
Well,
we
he
go.
had to say it, and then do the food.
I have to do it a few times.
I got the double boom.
Yeah.
So Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon's in this as well.
Oh yeah, he is.
Kiefer Sutherland's in this.
Oh.
There's a lot of people in this movie.
Kiefer.
Jack Bauer just is making.
Yep, he just
so
just
good.
showing up all over the place. It's it's a military courtroom drama.
Okay. Is this the you can't handle the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where that one comes from. And he plays Tom Cruise plays is a lawyer kind of straight out of law school. He's it's his first like actual trial case. And he's got two people. It's a Navy. They're in the Navy, and they're accused of murdering one of their fellow not officers. They're
Soldiers or
I guess it's closest.
peers?
Yeah. Well.
Boatman.
I think they're in the Marines. I think they're the Marines, and Tom Cruise is the Navy person. But
Oh, okay.
Jack Nicholson plays their commander, plays the colonel in it, and it's. Don't want to say too much about this movie because it's just. I mean, it's a courtroom drama. If you're into those. Yeah, I have 3 of them on my list. It's crazy.
Yeah, now we know Joel's favorite.
Like a third of my list is courtroom dramas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love them, and this is the top of my courtroom dramas. So so really good acting, really good story, and I think this was a play originally. So yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah, watch it if you have not. It's an amazing movie.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It is. Yeah.
Okay. What are we on? 3?
Number 2.
Oh, 2.
We're 2.
Okay. This used to be my number 1 for a long time. It is now number 2, and it is Memento.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I was waiting for this one.
Yeah. It always was my number 1. But it's been replaced. This was another movie that I first watched when I started working on Hollywood Video. Mm-hmm. It is my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. He has become, huge. He did the Batman trilogy.
Honestly. Yeah.
Inception, everybody loved that.
He's got a new one coming out this year called Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's one of the better directors and most well known, especially in the modern time. But this was just like a very grounded movie. It wasn't a big, huge production. I think it was an independent film when it was first made. But basically, it's kind of hard to describe. So it's about a guy whose wife was murdered, and he is like on a mission to find his wife's murderer. The problem is he has no short-term memory. So every 10 minutes, he doesn't remember what just happened those last 10 minutes. His lasting memory is of his wife being murdered. Because he was kind of in the struggle and hit his head, and now he has this condition. And the movie, so that's, makes it unique in itself. But the way the story is told is you get the last 5 minutes of the movie. And then you go back to the 5 minutes before that. And then you go back to the 5 minutes before that. And so it's really weird the way it's told, because there's also another side story where the main and side story meet up in the middle at the end of the movie. And he has to have all these pictures that he takes so he remembers where he lives, a picture of his car so he knows what car he drives, picture of people he meets with their names and little notes about them. He has all these tattoos on himself of clues about who the murderer is, and so it's a trippy movie as far as trying to keep up with the story. It's very confusing, but once you are able to keep up with it and you get it, it's just such a cool movie to watch.
Yeah,
and the way it ends is so good. It's a really cool ending. When you learn what's going on, it's oh wow, okay. So, what's his name? The main guy.
Guy Pearce.
Yeah. It's my favorite movie of his. He's good in it. And then we got, I can never remember.
Trinity from Matrix.
Yeah, I can never remember
what
her name.
was.
Yeah.
And the other guy's also in the Matrix.
Yeah, it's really good. If any movie on my list you should watch, it would be this one, I would say.
Then this isn't even number 1, and you're saying that? Man.
Yeah, I feel like my number 1 a lot of people have seen. It's kind of I would say it's even kind of overplayed. to a certain degree. It's still
your number
it's
one?
still my number one because I still
What?
love it. But I think I like when movies are kind of still under the radar. Like
Yeah.
I don't like that it's blown up so big. My number one. So
When did this get booted?
I mean, when I first saw Memento, it was number one right away.
Yeah.
And then I didn't see my number one for probably 5 years after that.
Okay.
And then it didn't become my number one right away.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say because Memento's been your number one
Yeah.
for a while.
And the more I watched my number one, the more it became my
Okay.
number one. Yeah.
Okay.
So crazy.
Yeah.
What is gonna be?
Killing everyone.
Yeah.
Okay,
For sure
go watch
Katrina
Memento.
know, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, now let's talk about the movies that did not make our list but are worth mentioning.
Okay.
Katrina, what do you got? Just name them.
Okay. So, but can I talk about them?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have Bridge to Terabithia.
Okay. It's a cute movie.
You don't even get a thing on that.
That is
That's why it's an honorable mention,
Okay.
right?
All right.
That is a total, oh my gosh. If you want to cry your eyes out and just,
It's so funny. This is a horror movie podcast.
I know.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
know.
But don't worry, I have one on there for a
We
mention.
watch other things besides horror.
Yeah. And I-
Like Bridge to Terabithia.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, this movie is like so powerful. I thought I was just
Christopher
watching
Robin.
a kid's movie
Yeah.
with the kids. And oh my gosh, this movie tore my heart out. Like, thinking of this movie, my heart hurts.
Wow.
Like, it is so, oh my gosh.
Wow.
But, and it had been on my list. But then I thought, no, this movie's so hard to watch.
Wow.
I've thought about watching it many, many more times.
You'd rather watch A Time to Kill?
No, that's not on my list either.
Oh, it's not?
no,
Oh, no,
we thought
Crash.
about- Yeah,
Crash. You'd rather
both of
watch
our
Crash?
Well, yeah, I think Crash is easier to watch than that.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Have you seen this movie?
I think so. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember it affecting me. like
Oh
this.
wow! Well, it
Okay.
affected me. I was
Well, you're
I was
heartless,
crying
apparently,
the
Danny.
entire time.
I guess so. Joel, do you remember this movie?
I've seen it once back
Okay.
when it came out. I don't remember it like at all either. I think I rented it when because it came out in like 07, 08, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think I remember renting it from Hollywood Video when we worked there. And I don't remember anything from this movie.
Okay, I'm not gonna
But,
say what it's about because then that's gonna just kind of I don't know how to
a
say what it's
fantasy
about
movie,
without
but-
Yeah.
well. I don't know how to
Fantasy
say what
You
drama.
think
it's
it's
about.
a fantasy movie?
Yeah.
I mean, because there's so much more to it than
Yeah.
that.
Well, yeah.
On the
I hate
surface.
fantasy movies, so
Yeah.
this is not.
You don't
Yeah,
want to call it that?
You can hate fantasy and still think this is a fantasy movie.
I guess, but there's a reason for this fantasy. There's a reason why they had to create that.
Okay.
It's
Wow.
so powerful.
All right.
Like, wow. Okay. So the next one is an odd life of Timothy Green.
What?
The Odd Life of Timothy Green.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay. So this
I don't even know
Stiller?
what this is. but-
this movie is a movie of a couple working through after having a miscarriage and their process of not being able to have their own kid and then how she's dealing with it and then getting a kid and how she handles it. So
Okay.
yeah, it's an artistic movie in a really interesting way.
Okay.
So
Isn't he like a leaf? Or like he
Yeah.
has like leaves?
yeah, because
okay,
she starts gardening and
Yeah.
so yeah.
All right, that's a weird one.
Yeah.
You say, isn't he a leaf?
He has like leaves growing off of him or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Something
yeah.
like that. Isn't he a
Because
leaf?
he was created
it
from
sounds
the
pretty
garden.
artsy.
Yeah.
Isn't he a leaf? Or like leaf man? He's a tree man.
Yeah.
All right.
So then we've got 50 First Dates. I don't know if it's like
It's kind of sad. I mean, she has this
I mean, I
condition.
guess
It is
he has a
sad.
condition.
I don't
So
like Memento.
when you were talking about Memento, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I've got
Yeah.
my own Memento.
Yeah.
Where she loses her memory because of a car crash.
Yeah.
And so she wakes up each day re-meeting. It's again Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
And they meet at a, where she works at the coffee or like
An old diner. kinda
yeah.
Place. Yeah.
And they just hit it off and like have so much fun. And then they go on this date that ends up being like an all day thing. And then the next day, she doesn't remember him at all.
Yeah.
And so then he has to remind her of who he is. And each time they fall more and more in love every time they meet each other. And it's 50 First Dates and how he gets her to remember him.
Yeah.
And then we've got Rain Over Me.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Again.
Another Adam Sandler. Nice.
Yeah.
Adam
And this
Sandler,
one,
yeah. Dang.
I told you Adam Sandler's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But this one is a serious Adam Sandler.
Oh,
and
for
it's
sure.
so cool to see Adam Sandler be able to be
Yeah.
serious and take life seriously for once.
Yeah.
And music.
Yeah.
Music, again, is such
Yeah.
a monumental part of this movie.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh man, that scene in the courtroom when he's just losing it and he has to put his headphones on. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Who that do this song "Rain Over Me," but it's
Yeah.
Pearl Jam version. Oh man, so good.
Yeah. Yeah. And then another music one is Raise Your Voice.
Raise your voice.
Yeah.
I don't think I know
Again.
that one.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Hilary Duff.
Hilary Duff. Yes. And what makes it so special is
Lizzie McGuire.
what makes it so special is the story behind what got her to this music school. So it's the story of her. She is a singer and she's trying to get into this music school that you have to apply to and get accepted to and everything, and it's a big deal. And she doesn't believe in herself and she doesn't know that she can do it, but her brother does. And how she gets there and the story behind that is again, just bawl your eyes out.
Okay.
And the last one that I will mention is Pearl.
Oh wow. It wasn't even your number one of the year.
So here is the thing.
Yeah, I know.
Pearl
honorable mention.
is one of those movies that it's one of those movies that it can definitely get up there onto that list. I've only seen it the one time this year, so I need to see it more times for it to be able to get to my top 10 list. But I could see it crawling its way up there.
Yeah.
It is a really fabulous movie.
Yeah, and kind of the way I look at honorable mentions is more so not your 11 through 15, but more of like, okay, I want to mention this movie. You know, it's not like we might as well just do a top 15 then if we're gonna have honorable mentions. You know, it's more so like, no, I want to throw this out there because I think that this one needs more respect, maybe too. So
there you
Well,
go.
maybe that's how
Hopefully
you
I
feel
did the
about
honorable
11 through
mentions
15.
okay.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, Bridge to Terabithia.
I mean, all of these, except for 50 First Dates, I mean, that's a pretty common one, but I felt like...
Raise Your Voice.
Yeah. They're movies that people don't think of.
Yeah, I
that-
definitely don't think of these.
Yeah. And no one ever knows what I'm talking
I
about
always
when
think of
I
Raise Your
talk
Voice.
about Raise Your Voice.
Yeah.
And,
I remember the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has Hilary Duff
powerful.
on the covers.
Yeah, Hilary Duff's on the cover.
Yeah.
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 I think she's wearing like a red shirt or something.
Wow, you really remember the cover.
She had like a microphone in her hands.
Yeah. Something like that.
Hey, we worked at Hollywood Video, so
Yeah,
like,
I got
these
to see
things are,
these
like,
movies.
Yeah.
ingrained into
Burned
our
into
brains.
my memory.
Yeah. All right.
That's
there
all
you
of
go.
them? All
That's
right.
all of them.
All right, cool. Joel, what do you got for your honorables?
So mine's basically is an 11 through 15. These are not in order of 11 through 15, but they're, I mean, I couldn't not talk about these movies. But they are, some of them are movies that people don't really talk about too much. My first one is going to be Miracle.
Oh.
With Kurt Russell.
Okay.
Like I said, I love sports movies. And this is about...
Yeah, you're a big sport movie guy.
I am. This is about the 1980s Winter Olympics. This is hockey. And about, Team USA going up against the Soviet Union, and which was big because it was during the Cold War.
Yeah.
And it was a huge moment. And it's just, I honestly, at the end... I'm not a huge hockey fan. Honestly, it's not like one of my even top 5 sports. But gotta say, I tear up every once in a while when I watch the end of the movie. It's just a really good movie.
Yeah, you love those inspirational stories.
I do. I'm
it's either
sucker for a good
inspirational
story.
stories or courtroom drama.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Those two and horror. That's those are my my go-tos. Other one I'll mention is Crash. It's been mentioned before on someone's list. It used to be on my top 10. It got bumped. I don't know what bumped it, but it used to be on my top 10. I love this movie. I haven't seen it in years. It won Best Picture of the Year that year, and it's just an amazing movie.
Yeah.
My next one is gonna be The Negotiator.
Hey, is this the same dude who did Enemy of the State, or am I not correct?
I think it might be actually.
You don't have to look it up. I just feel like
I was looking it up anyway when I was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's got Samuel L. Jackson and Kevin Spacey, another Kevin Spacey movie, and Samuel L. Jackson movie on my list. It's just an amazing movie. He did Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, nice.
It doesn't look like he did Enemy of the State.
All right.
But I haven't seen this movie in years. It's about a guy who is framed for murder. He's a negotiator. It's Samuel L. Jackson, and to clear his name, he needs to get another negotiator on the phone, which is played by Kevin Spacey. And so one negotiator talking another negotiator down from a hostage situation, because he's got people hostage in the building, which is always a good way to clear your name of a murder. But he needs Kevin Spacey to get involved and find out what happened. And there's it's basically about a movie where you can't trust everybody. So there might be some people that are used to be friends of his that are involved in this murder cover up. So it's a really good movie.
Yeah, I love that one too.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And my number, I think we're at 4 right now. My number 4 is Good Will Hunting.
Oh, wow. All right.
Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Robin Williams. This was, I think, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's first movie, and they also wrote it together.
Yeah.
Which they did win an award for, which is
I don't
cool
think they were really anybody
movie.
until this movie.
Yeah, no, they weren't. And it's Matt Dillon plays Will Hunting. He is a janitor at a MIT, and he's a troublemaker. He's a really smart guy, and ends up getting in trouble with the law. And in order to get out of jail, he has to basically see a therapist, which is Robin Williams. And they go on a little adventure together with a a little heart healing adventure, I guess.
Yeah.
Not the most conventional therapy.
Right.
Yeah, not too much. But no, it's a really good movie. I love it.
I remember that movie was a big deal when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was, yeah. Yeah. And my number 5, I have a lot of heavy movies on my list. My number 5 honorable mention is going to be Mystic River.
Yeah, that's a boomer.
Yeah. This is pretty much as heavy as it gets, honestly. It's directed by Clint Eastwood. It's one of his movies. It's Sean Penn, Tim Robbins, Kevin Bacon.
Man, you like Kevin Bacon.
I just love this guy.
Who knew?
Lauren, I know. I didn't really realize he was in so many of these movies. Lawrence Fishburne also. Sean Penn plays a guy who loses his daughter. His daughter gets murdered, and he's kind of like the head of the mob where he's from. And he's trying to find who killed his daughter. And the cops, Kevin Bacon and Lawrence Fishburne, are the two cops that are also trying to catch the killer. And it's a very emotional drama. And some of the best acting from Sean Penn that I've seen.
Yeah.
And Tim Robbins does a really good job as well.
Yeah, it's like this group of friends who in this small
and
town.
Kevin Bacon is also one of the friends,
Yeah.
but he went the way
Lawful.
of the cop instead of the he went the other way.
Yeah.
But
this movie, it's kind of like a I don't know, I feel like it's a long Law and Order episode or something. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know.
I can see that.
Like the law part of the Law and Order, because they don't have the trial and everything in this movie, but
No,
it's like the investigation. But yeah, for some reason I kind of got like Law and Order vibes for some reason.
dun dun. No, it's an amazing movie though. I need to watch this movie again. It's been too long, but so I couldn't put movies like Pearl on this list because I have movies that kind of like grow on you after a while. Movies that you've seen over and over again. If you've seen a movie over and over again and it still makes you want to watch it,
Yeah.
then that's like, I'm sure Pearl might make it on my list in, the next 10 or so years. Because I think the newest movie on my list is Warrior, and that's still over 10 years old.
Yeah.
But Mystic River is an amazing movie. So
Yeah, that one's hard to watch.
it is. That's why it's an honorable and not on my actual list. I can't watch it too often because it's such a heavy movie, but it's a good one. So
Okay. All right, so for my honorable mentions, we've got Saving Mr. Banks.
okay. That's a good one.
Yeah, this is my favorite Disney movie. It's not animated. It's the story basically of Mary Poppins and how that came to be and what the story of Mary Poppins is kind of really about, which is really like eye-opening to learn about. And Tom Hanks plays Walt Disney. And then you got Colin As he should, yes. You have Colin Farrell playing Mr. Banks, which is Julie Andrews' father in real life. He plays the real life father. And he doesn't play like the Dick Van Dyke character in Mary Poppins. But yeah, it's really, who knew, I mean, unless you've seen the movie or know the background to the story, how much what Mary Poppins is really about and how just dramatic, I guess, the story really is.
Yeah.
As you watch the movie, the movie is more so her like coping mechanism for her childhood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really powerful. I think Tom Hanks did a great job playing Walt Disney. He's had quite the career with like the iconic people that he's played.
Mr. Rogers also.
Yeah. Mr. Rogers. That's what I was thinking of that as well. That's a good movie too.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking, how was that not on my honorables?
So yeah, Saving Mr. Banks, that one will get you. All right, and then we've got Phone Booth.
Nice. Another Kiefer.
Yeah. I was gonna say you got to do the boom on that one. Colin Farrell again. He's one of my favorite actors. Basically, Colin Farrell goes into a phone booth in New York and ends up kind of being held hostage because Kiefer Sutherland is on the phone and has like a gun pointed at him, and he doesn't know where he is. It's all these tall buildings, and Kiefer has something that he wants him to do, and he's basically controlling him in this phone booth. He can't leave the phone booth. And Kiefer's telling him all these different things that he wants him to do. And this was the first R-rated movie that I snuck into.
Oh, wow.
As a teenager. Yep.
How dare you?
Packed theater. I remember me and Joey went and saw The Core, which is like a stupid PG-13 like sci-fi movie.
Yeah. It's not
and we're watching it, and it's like super boring. And we knew that Phone Booth was playing. And we're huge 24 fans. And it's Kiefer. So we're like, all right, let's do it.
Well, it's his voice.
It's just his voice, but that's all you need. You do see him at the end, briefly.
Yeah, you do, for a second.
Because the entire movie takes place in the phone booth, right?
In the phone booth, yeah.
Yeah, that was what was so monumental about that movie.
Yeah. And, oh man, who's the other guy that's in it?
Forrest Whitaker?
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker's in it.
I think he's
too.
the cop, yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's like the negotiator, I guess.
Katie Holmes?
Katie Holmes,
sure
yeah.
Yeah,
she
He's the
plays his girlfriend.
A lot of people,
Yeah, it's really good. I love that movie. High suspense.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we got Stay. Okay.
I had to use something other than boom.
Okay. Stay. This is Ewan McGregor and Ryan Gosling.
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
both of your favorite actors.
Naomi Watts.
I think she's in that.
Yeah, I think she plays Ewan McGregor's wife or girlfriend.
Man, I haven't seen that movie in years. Probably since we were roommates, I've seen that movie.
It's so good.
It's been a long... Yeah.
Ewan McGregor is a therapist, and Ryan Gosling is a patient, and he tells him he's going to kill himself. And that's kind of like just the beginning of the movie, and it really kind of goes off the rails with Ewan McGregor. He kind of is just going through life, but weird stuff starts happening. And same with Ryan Gosling, just these weird, distorted realities, just weird things, but not like super out there stuff. Like it's still a grounded movie, but it's just a mystery as to like why are these things happening to these two characters. And the reason why I love this movie is because of how it wraps up. And what, like, it gives purpose to all the weird stuff in the end, and it totally makes sense. And it's a psychological movie for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen this. I don't know that it deserved a scream.
It could be considered a horror movie.
Okay.
Yeah. It's dark, but there's definitely some creepy scenes.
Okay.
In it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Some unsettling stuff. All right, and then we have Saw.
Okay.
That was him getting his foot sawn off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Saw. We did the whole franchise. It's just the concept is cool. Jigsaw is awesome, and then the ending, boom. That's all you need.
Yeah.
The twist.
That's all you need.
The best twist.
Skip the whole movie until that ending and just watch the ending.
Yeah, that's how, like, right there. Yeah. That's how I felt when the ending happened.
Yeah.
And then, because I like tear up when like these like awesome twists happen. It's like just so beautiful when you can really just divert an audience and then really just totally spin it around. And yeah, I just think that's awesome. So makes me cry. Okay,
it's one of those twist endings that nobody would see coming. Like, there's no way. Like, you could be the best, twist guesser out there. Get like 90% of them right. You'd never get that one right. There's no way.
No way. All right, and then we have Safety Not Guaranteed. That one does. I tear up with that one.
Okay. I am shocked that this is not on your list.
Yeah, it used to be. But it's not one that I watch very often. Like the other movies on my list, I would say I'd probably watch more. This is kind of like a coming of age type of movie. Basically, these three people who work for a magazine are kind of tasked with kind of finding these like weird ads and then interviewing these people who put these weird ads out. And they're kind of like the joke part of the magazine. And they find an ad for someone who is asking for a volunteer to go back in time with him because he has a time machine. And the reason why it's called Safety Not Guaranteed is because that's what he puts in the ad. He says, like, bring weapons or something, some weird thing like, and safety is not guaranteed. And it's Mark Duplass who plays the guy who has the time machine, or says he has the time machine. I don't know that any of the other actors in the movie are very notable. I can't think of any of their names. It's a younger girl, like they're like interns. The guy is an older guy.
Yeah.
And then the other two are like interns.
Yeah.
He's kind of like he gets kind of the crap jobs. And he has to bring the interns, and he doesn't want to. Like, he doesn't want to do this. He doesn't care about these two interns. But they, the relationships that are built throughout this journey is what is so cool about this movie. And they think this guy's a kook. And, he kind of is. But they learn about his history and stuff. And I don't know. It's a heartwarming movie. And they all kind of have their own character arc. And I just appreciate it so much. So
yeah.
So there's one. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
It's just Aubrey Plaza. She was one of the main characters in Parks and Rec. Yeah. And she was the mom in the 2019 Child's Play.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't this?
That's right.
Okay.
So yeah, she plays the girl. The
okay.
girl. She plays the
She
girl.
she plays the guy.
No, she plays one of the interns. The girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you. This movie was probably the first movie that I realized that Danny cries. Like the first time I've seen him cry at anything. And it was this movie that did it. And oh my gosh.
It's just a beautiful story.
And then it was like he wanted to watch it all the time and talk about it.
I don't own this movie. I should probably buy it.
Yeah,
I'm surprised
it
you
was
don't
like,
own it.
wow, this is the movie that gave you your tears.
Yeah.
And it's an honorable mention.
And it's an honorable mention.
I mean, I don't know.
I
It was
was-
on my list.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What is number one?
I know. What could it be?
Man.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
That's a tough one. Okay. Now for the big boys.
Oh man, is there a drum roll on that thing?
Oh yeah, we
There
need
isn't.
one.
Yeah, I do need one. All right, Katrina, number one.
I think we can all. Oh well. I guess we don't know what Joel's is, but number one is Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty.
Okay.
I didn't get that right.
Oh, no.
Be my guest or be our guest.
Oh my
Be
God.
our guest.
So this is the thing. I had debated on, do I put this as my number one movie?
Yeah.
And then I was home and was watching. I watched like the 30th anniversary, Beauty and the Beast play that they.
Oh,
did.
you watched that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
And oh my gosh, it just confirmed for me that yes, this is my all-time favorite movie.
Live action or
My
cartoon?
all-time favorite is the original Beauty and the Beast, but I do love the live action one.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I mean, doing a live action version of the Beast.
Yeah.
It was
He looked kind of weird.
Yeah, a little crazy, but not as weird and crazy as the one in this new play.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah, that was wow. But they were trying to do something different where you could still see the actor's face.
Oh, weird.
And so it was really weird. But this movie is just, I mean, the story is fabulous. You know, this, of all the Disney princess movies, this story is really a fabulous story. And then the music in this movie is amazing. It's just from the very first song to the very last, it's just beautiful all the way through.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
to my I think top 3 Disney movies of all time for me.
Yeah,
Is it really?
I'd put it in top 5. Disney.
Joel has it in his top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It is in my top 3.
Yeah,
I don't know what my top 5 would be, but that's definitely my top 3.
Well, you do have Miracle. Miracle is a Disney movie.
That is technically a Disney movie.
Yeah.
That is true.
yeah. I mean, when you think Disney, though, you think animated.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with animated.
Okay.
Top 3 animated.
Okay. Well, yeah, I would say it's top 3 animated for me.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm happy to hear
We all
that.
have at least one Disney movie on our list. Nice. All right.
Nice.
Yeah, we
I
do.
mean, mine was an honorable mention, but it's still on there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Negotiator.
pretty. That's totally Disney.
All right. Well, that was a great one. Joel.
That's funny. We're a horror movie podcast, that has Disney movies in our
Yeah.
top of all time.
And number one.
Number one of
It's
all
a cartoon.
time.
Number
And it's
one on
Beauty
one
and the Beast.
I mean, the Beast.
He's pretty horrific.
Yeah, he's very
yeah.
ferocious.
And there's the one scene in there that is very scary.
Yeah.
Well, there's two that are
Okay.
scary.
All right.
There's when the dad, when Maurice gets lost in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
And oh my gosh, when
With the wolves?
yeah,
Yeah.
well, and right when he is looking at that sign, he's like, "No, Philippe, this way," and you're like, "No, don't go that way." You can just tell it's like
Yeah.
scary down there, and then the wolves there, and then also when Belle escapes, and like because when the Beast yells at her for going to the West Wing.
Yeah.
And then she runs out into the wolves. And
Yeah.
then the Beast has to fight the wolves.
yeah.
And even the wolves even get him.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's,
very
pretty
violent.
scary. Yeah.
He did say it's forbidden, so I mean, it's kind of
Yeah, he did. He did. But see, Belle is
He's
one
such a
that...
controlling man.
Yeah, yeah. And Belle's one that is like, no, I am going to tell you that I'm not going to take that. I'm
Yeah.
not
speak to
an
me that way.
ordinary girl. I
Yeah.
am
yeah, she has this whole song about it and everything.
exactly.
All right. Joel, what is your number one?
I am surprised you haven't figured it out by now. My number one, and this is another one that I'm like, okay, I'm kind of surprised myself that it's this high up. But when I was making my list, I was like, okay, which ones do I like more than others? And this one was at the top of that list, and that is 7.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about it in my honorable mentions. Like, it hadn't
Yeah.
been mentioned in 14 movies. So I love this movie. Yeah, just like I love the courtroom dramas, I love the inspirational sports movies. I love movies with a really good twist at the end. And this
So now we
one,
know there's a twist.
I know.
everyone's seen
Ooh,
7.
no. Ooh.
I think we've.
I don't
we've
even know if you
definitely
can call
talked
it
about
a
this movie
twist.
multiple times. I mean,
It's a
Well,
development.
one part happens.
I mean,
that's-
I just
it's
I
a
feel
shocker.
Like, yeah, it's a
Popular.
shocker. I feel like a
Yeah.
twist is more like you're thinking one thing and then it goes a different way.
It goes
You know.
completely.
I mean,
like-
you don't think it's going this way.
Yeah,
until it actually
yeah.
happens. But
I feel like you're not
yeah.
like thinking it's something you don't really know what to think.
yeah,
And then when you discover it, it's like, oh dang, okay.
yeah, yeah. It's just it's about 2 detectives. One's about to retire. The other one is a new detective on the case and they're solving the murders of the 7 deadly sins, and it's a really good movie. But what puts it beyond for me is the moment Kevin Spacey shows up.
Yeah.
The moment going forward is just like it like makes the movie so much more than it was before. You learn about the character and another Kevin Spacey movie. I've got like 3
Yeah.
of his on
Yeah.
my list too. Hey, he may not be the greatest guy, but he is a really good actor. So
Well, I think that because of the guy that he is what makes him so good at the parts that he
I
plays.
know.
Because think of the parts that he plays.
Yeah.
yeah, he knows how to pick them. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never plays just like an ordinary guy.
No, even in the movie where he plays like an ordinary guy, like I'm thinking American Beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
he was
not an ordinary guy.
Yeah, I think the most ordinary he's been is probably A Time to Kill. He was just the prosecutor.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
But
He's
that's
just kind of a jerk, but yeah.
yeah. But yeah, But he is an amazing actor, despite
he is.
The whole personal things going on with him. He is an amazing actor. And so yeah, it's funny because my mom can't even watch a trailer for like horror movies. She has to like turn her head away. She hates them so much. And someone actually told her not to watch this movie. And this is my number one movie of all time. So it's just, that's,
Yeah, it's so good.
It is.
I always forget about it when I make lists. I don't know why.
It almost made it to mine.
Never forget.
Yeah.
Never forget 7.
I know. It's so good, yeah. Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
And how they do the 7 deadly sins, like
Yeah.
how they portray them, and it's really cool.
It's pretty gruesome at times, but but yeah, it's a really good movie. So that is my number 1.
Okay.
All right.
My number 1 is the big boy, Big Lebowski. I'm gonna turn it up a notch. So as I was saying earlier, we all need the dude.
Yep.
And we need someone like him. So I don't know, this movie you guys have probably seen, but if you haven't, Jeff Bridges.
The audience.
What's that?
When you talk about us, it's like, oh yeah, I've seen it. You guys have probably seen. Oh yeah, I've seen it. Oh, the people were actually,
the people
making
were
this
actually
podcast
talking to.
Yeah. Jeff Bridges, John Goodman. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
John Turturro.
Got his own movie.
Yeah. The girl, I can't think of her name. Julianne Moore.
Yeah.
And the guy, the like butler guy. I can't think of his name right now. He passed away not too long ago.
Oh, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
He was a really good actor too.
Yeah. Really good cast. Coen Brothers, written and directed. I'm surprised I don't have more of their movies on my lists.
Yeah, me too. I haven't any of theirs on mine.
Yeah, I really like all their movies. I haven't seen their last couple, I think, but I really like their just style. And this is a comedy, kind of adventure, I guess. Mystery, yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, mystery. The dude is Jeff Bridges. He is Mr. Lebowski, and is basically
Mr. Lebowski?
Well, I mean, not Mr. I can't think of his first name though. Jeff Lebowski.
Yeah.
But he goes by the
Mr.
dude.
Lebowski.
Nobody calls him. Yeah, he's like, nobody calls me that.
Yeah.
I'm the dude. He loves bowling. He bowls with his buddies. John Goodman, Steve Buscemi, Donnie, and Walter. And it's basically a story of mistaken identity. These two like mobster guys think that he owes them money, and they pee on his rug when he says that he doesn't have the money, and he wants his rug back. And so that is how he gets tangled up into this whole mystery of, this mistaken identity, and then just it's a wild movie.
Wild ride.
Yeah. So many different groups of characters, and then it turns out that the real Lebowski's wife is kidnapped, and all these different things. But is she really kidnapped? And blah 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 blah. So, but the characters are such characters. Donnie, he doesn't even really talk that much in the movie, but he's always there, and it's always just super funny.
Yeah.
When he does talk,
Yeah.
because of how Walter reacts
Because of
to him.
how, John Goodman just like,
Yeah. Shut up, Donnie. You're out of your element.
you're out of your element. Yeah.
And Jeff Bridges, I mean, because of this movie, he's one of my favorite actors. After I saw this, and I feel like this is a movie that you can watch once and enjoy, but the more times you watch it, the more you kind of appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you kind of get why people love this movie.
Yeah,
and
it definitely gets better the more you watch it.
Yeah. And this is one of the movies, and the reason why it's number one is this is something I can just put on. Like, I can enjoy, watching this like at the halfway mark or at the very beginning. Like, it's an easy watch. Mm-hmm. It's an easy watch. It's not like too complicated or too heavy, or it'll make you laugh.
It gets complicated.
Kind of, but not like in a frustrating way. Yeah.
In a silly way.
Yeah, in a silly way. And just the oh gosh.
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, yeah.
I was waiting to say
Yeah.
you didn't even mention Sam Elliott.
Yeah, he's in the beginning and at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. And he is just
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
His whole monologue about the dude and who he is, and it's like just this ordinary kind of lazy, just non-motivated guy, and he's the dude, and he just nothing really seems to bother him. People peeing on his rug, that kind of upset him, but he's just kind of taking life as it comes.
So
it tied the room together. Yes.
It did, and that is really what pushed him over the edge. He was gonna take everything else, but that rug.
Oh man, really tied the room together. So many quotable moments.
Oh my
too.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like your opinion, man. Yeah, John Turturro playing the Jesus.
The Jesus.
He was funny. Bowling is a big part of the movie, which is just, I don't know. There's so many just parts that are just so memorable. So, had to be my number one. I was the dude for Halloween a couple of years. I had longer hair.
I feel like you're the dude.
Like just in life. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of my.
That is Danny's persona.
That's why I like it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a movie about you.
Yeah, kind of.
We'll keep our rugs safe.
Yeah. The dude abides. All right. Well, that's all of them.
That's
it. Hope you guys enjoyed and found some movies maybe that you haven't seen that you'll want to check out now, or some movies maybe you have seen but you forgot about and think, oh man, I forgot about that. I'm going to go put it on. Thanks, Joel.
Yeah.
Or thanks, Katrina.
I have some great movies to try out from Joel's list.
Okay.
I think I've probably seen all the ones on your list.
Maybe, yeah.
But I would like to see some of the ones on Joel's list. He talked about some good ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely Bridge to Terabithia.
Yeah, Bridge to Terabithia, Raise Your Voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
some
those
classics.
are some just probably ones people haven't watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Titanic, yeah.
Titanic.
That's
I don't know. I don't know that people have even heard of that one. So, yeah.
All right, so that is it. Go check us out on all the social medias. Send us some messages. Request some reviews. We're going to be kicking off, I think, Friday the 13th. We got to get to that. So one of these few upcoming weeks, we're going to start that franchise, especially with the new TV show getting announced and getting a lot of news coming out. And then the Never Hike Alone.
Katrina's excited about that franchise.
Yeah.
And then Never Hike Alone 2 announced to be released this year. So
it's going to be a Jason year.
Yeah. And then we will be doing our reaction and theories for Scream 6. So look out for that. And yeah, that's it.
This has been Scare Talk.
This has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let Terra 50 bites.